It is the best show in town. It is the best LGBTQI issue. So darling, why haven't you subscribed? Monday to Thursday, bringing you breaking news Wahala. On Friday, sex, education. And Saturday, burning questions. You know, all those questions you've been thinking of asking. Saturday is the day for you, darling. Ask your questions about religion, your questions about what you want to know about us, your question about anything. You can access anything on Saturdays doing burning questions. And you know one thing, you could to be the lucky winner to win our giveaways on Saturdays. And on Sundays, to crown it all, we have the market woman and shade girl. So darling, why do you want to miss out on all these interesting things? Help this channel by clicking the subscribe button.
Love, as they always say, is a beautiful thing, but most times this love turns sour in many cases. And that is one of the cases of the TikToker, Roy Tesley, who was strangled by his boyfriend after 10 years in relationship. Very shocking, right? I am your host, Marvelous Achafo Kelechi, and I welcome you guys to Q Talk, Breaking News. I'm always joined by Chimerizi Henry Awunaya in our Toronto Studios in Canada. Chimerizi, how are you doing? Welcome
to the morning, Mr. Chafo. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you very much. Now, we're celebrating the life and times of Roy Wilson, while also touching on the story of him being murdered by his 10-year relationship boyfriend, who is Dequan Jova Watkins. Now, Roy was 29 years old, while Dequan was 31 years old. Now, according to what happened, from what we found out that Dequan murdered Roy, his lover, after, because of a video game fight. They had a fight based on a video game, and he got angry and strangled him. According to that was police report, but allegedly the case is still being investigated. But the police is saying that's what happened. So we're just trying to find out what really led to these circumstances. Was it actually true? Was it, people are blamed it on different sort of things. People have different opinions, but on Q Talk here, we give our balanced and unbiased opinions. So starting with you, Chimerizi, what are your opinions on this?
First and foremost, it's a sad reality that someone had to die over a video game. In 2022, I feel there is a lot of questions to be asked. The first thing in my mind is, was it more than a video game? Because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't even know how to start, explaining or even where to start from. Like, was the relationship turned sour? Were they just trying to manage and get through a bitter soured relationship? Was this more like an abuse that has been going on in the relationship that he wanted a revenge back? Because when you look at it, to try to make sense why anybody will die because of a video game, was it an accident? That's all the questions in our heart. But at the same time, hopefully it was an accident, but rough plays like this has cost someone his dear life. Life is once and you can never get it back. So at this point in time, the law should carry its full course. I feel the law should carry its full course. Since the boyfriend is not denying and saying this is actually what happened, I think the case should go to court and he should be tried. Right now, we've lost two young men from the community. One is late and the other one will be incarcerated in prisons for years, if not to the end of his life. I feel this should be a lesson for us in the community. We need to begin to learn what I call tolerance. It's very important to learn to tolerate people, learn to give yourself space. Like, marriage is more than roses. Marriage is more than I see you today. You're going to see this person. They've been seeing themselves for 10 years. Sometimes marriage could get sour. Sometimes relationship could get bitter. I feel a little bit of separation, having that air within you and your boyfriend in that relationship would do you good. I feel also having a therapist or a counselor, rather, a counselor that comes and check you once in a while, ask you how your relationship and marriage is going about, will also help. I feel if they were having issues in their relationship and they met a counselor, at least through this counseling, they would have been able to first control anger, temper, because before it escalated to this game and to the death, there must have been other red flags in this relationship. That is something I'm certain about. But it is a bad thing. My condolences to his family, my condolences to the community. We've lost another superstar. He will be missed forever. I don't know what else to say other than that.
For me, I always say this in the community. If you are being bashed or you are being attacked or you are suffering domestic violence, step away from that toxic situation. This is not news to me. It happens a lot in the community where domestic violence seems to have a big play at hand. We know one that happened recently in our own community here in Nigeria. The drama is still even ongoing. Self, I heard that they are still making reaction videos. That's between the case of Amara and Ukem and Uya, sorry, and Uya and Yinka. So it's still an ongoing drama. One at least very popular in the LGBTQI community. Many others are like that, and we continue to ask in this community what actually is the biggest cause of all this stuff? Because honestly, before I used to think that maybe it was poverty, maybe it was just poverty or frustration. But we have seen people who are comfortable take up the lives of beat their partner up, throw their partner's belongings. I even heard of a story where the partner's arm or something like that happened, that the partner's arm was broken. So I continue to just wonder what is really the root cause of all this. I think that a lot of
Can I
people,
just jump in
like
a
they
bit?
say one of the eh?
Can I just jump in? You asked what's the root cause. I think one of the root cause of all this is untreated traumas. We've had so many community members, even the story that ran last week and that's continued to run this week about Obey Joshua, is being traumas that have not been treated, traumas that have not been addressed, traumas that are being carried into the next stage of your life. And you watching me, if you've suffered the trauma, your dad, a child molested, whatever it is, we need to talk about seeing therapists. It should be a normal thing. In Nigeria, before you say, I get therapists, they think you're mentally deranged or you're mad. It should be a normal thing for people to have a therapist. It should be a normal thing for us to talk about mental health. It should be a normal thing for us to address traumas. And the earlier you address it, the better for you. Antidepressant pills can be given out to you to help you subdue that. Secondly, anger management is another thing that will help this community. This community has suffered through traumas that we don't know how to manage our anger.
And like I said, basically, I think you've answered the question, because to me, I continue to wonder why domestic violence is becoming a big issue in the community. Just wrapping this up finally for me, I would, my condolences to the family of the TikToker, but I always say this again. It needs to get to a place where, because one person is dead, so we can't get like every side of the opinion. We don't even know what happened. To be honest, it's what the police is giving us, that they strangled the boyfriend. And that's what's all over the internet. And as investigation goes on, but I know that community members these days are becoming very, very frustrated, if that's the right word I can use. I see a lot of relationships these days. I don't know if it's the media. I don't know what is being propagated. I don't know where the thing was copied from, but there's so much violence in relationship. There's so much violence. There's so much passion. There's so much cruelty. There's so much, to the point of the fact that for an ordinary video game, you murder your boyfriend of 10 years. And that's very shocking. I don't know what needs to be done. I don't know what needs to be honest, I'm I think the right word is speechless, dumbfounded, and community members. I think that it's high time we start taking mental health very, very seriously. And that's for this episode from me and me and Chimiweze. Please, guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And as you guys know, we bring you hot episode back to back. Till next episode, see you guys later. Peace out.